I did mention that I was not liking the order flow that much. Let me just close this VPN. I need to open a couple of things. Yeah, well, we are going up, but you can see it's mostly driven by the perps, and I don't blame it. The markets and the volume have been really dead. Let me just remove that, okay? So let's observe what we have here, okay? Then we can move on to the lower time frame and order flow and etc. Let's observe what price action is saying to us on a 2 hour time frame. We have a simple range in form. We have a simple range in form. We have these range highs and we have these range lows. Simple, you get a sweep of something and then you go higher. Now, when you have something like this, sorry, when you have something like this, I don't really consider this as sweep. I think this is just bouncing from the air because there is no proper structure in there. Even the internal structure is bearish, so right now we do not have any confirmation that we are turning bullish as well. And I mean, it's driven by perps mostly right now. I will go in depth in the order flow in a bit. So for me, I would like to see a sweep of something before I start to call for the long. So for me, there are two triggers right now. First is this. I would, oh my god, I would like to see a sweep of this low. I know this is a really, really obvious low. That is why I'm expecting a sweep of this NPOC, naked point of control, and then I'm looking to long. Right now, I just think it's not really, my type of thing. I mean, we have done a failed auction of lows and then we swept the lows. This is a bullish thing, but again, I do not have that great trigger that I wanted. That now we are good to go. I'll see if I want a long. If we start to reclaim these value area lows and starts to go higher. Let me just check out what's the studio on a 4 hour time frame. Okay. Okay, awesome, awesome. I really like this. So, what do I like is basically if you observe this, just observe this, okay? You don't need to go into the depth. Let me just see. Yeah, just observe this. I'm talking about mostly this. So, you do not have major resistances here. When price is going like this, creating no imbalances, leaving the highs, these are your signs that this will eventually get swept. So if price starts to run higher, then I'm expecting that we will go and sweep this HVN and do a failed auction again of this and then go lower. If we get a reclaim and if we get backed by sports buying, right now I want to see something like that happening. But right now I do not have any signs that we have reclaims which indicates bullish structure like on 1 hour. For example, you need a shift of this. Pretty simple trigger. I don't think so it need any explanation. You also have this inverse FVG. Well, we have already tested this, so I don't think so that matters. If I go on a 4 hour time frame, we have this order block which we can retest and then go lower, and we can also do SFP of this high. So there are a lot of possibilities to talk about before we turn bullish. Ideally, this high, this 67.3 k high, that's your main guy. Once we reclaim that with immense amount of spot buying, then I will be looking to longs. But again, for me, we don't, again, keep in mind we do not have higher time frame context. We haven't sweep our POIs, so that is just another wrong thing because sorry, these are relative equal lows. I would really love to get them sweep and then I would start to look for longs. And I think these are very obvious lows that needs to be swept. And I think people are just making it complex very by saying that we are going to go bounce from here. Sure, we can. But for me, my system does not see the long. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take the long. That's it. That's what trading is about, being disciplined and patient. Hope that helped. Let me just observe what's happening right now. So we have this small buying coming in on a 5 minute time frame. Let me just go on a 15 minute time frame. So yeah, this is basically essentially the move we want to observe. This is basically the essentially a move we want to observe. Why? Because we have swept the lows with this move. So if we get a good reaction from this, like more spots buying starts to come in with this price action, then this means we will continue to go higher. So we want to observe what's happening in here. Okay. So right now this does not really look that great. Yeah, because it is not really followed by great amount of uh, longs opening. Like you can see when price was going down, it's literally the similar amount. Okay, from 67 to the 66K. When price went this much down, you can see how much selling happened on the CVD, how much selling was happening, and also the open interest was also going down. This means that longs were being closed. Give me a second. Let me drink water. This means longs were being closed. So we can also see this is small rally because we have some sort of shorts trapped here, but huge amount of longs were liquidated here. I'm pretty sure. Let me just So that's why we can see some sort of a small bounce here. Well, it doesn't show here that much, but you can see the open interest was going down, and we had a huge selling on the CP while the open interest was going down. So longs were being closed, and now we have the open interest going up, which means positions are being opened, but we do not have any sort of reaction from the CVD, which is not essentially a great sign. This means that this move might not be that strong driven move. The only thing which I like is the divergence between the delta, like how much you can see the low that delta put is like really far than the previous low we put here. But on the price action, the low that we put from the last low is really closer to that. It is basically just a liquidity sweep. So this indicates absorption and exhaustion of the downtrend. So that is why on my X, I also posted. I don't know if you guys see my X, but let me just browse it here. So let me just. What do you mean? Let me just read this. Yeah. So this is what I'm talking about. Is basically I'm expecting a 68.7K, so we can see a squeeze. I'm not expecting some actual sort of pump. I'm just expecting that we do a liquidity. We go up. We squeeze the shorts because you can see a lot of shorts are opened since that dump we had. Like you can see so much open interest have gone up, and I think that needs to be came come down, and we need to liquidate we need to liquidate all of the shorts. So that's why we can see some sort of a pump. And yeah, you can see this was driven by the shorts clearly because open interest was going down and CVD was just going to the hell. So yeah, I would like to see a pump to liquidate the shorts, purely to liquidate the shorts. Now someone is saying that buying is coming. I don't see any buying. What do you mean? Uh, well, I mean, I don't see any important shit happening. I don't consider this as a strong buying. For me, I do not still have no long triggers. We haven't reclaimed the value area low properly, not followed by structure. I mean, for even for the ICT traders, I don't think so. There is a proper CISD as well. I think you will get your proper CISD on a 4 hour time frame somewhere around here. So, and which aligns beautifully with the structure break. So for me, I'm not really looking for longs. I would like to stay sideline. I don't think so. This is worth taking a loss or taking a trade. I mean, everything is just probability, right? I don't know what's going to happen on the next move, but for me, this is not probable enough. I hope that's the right English to take a trade. I'm gonna pass it personally. I'm still gonna wait for my beautiful triggers of the sweep of the naked point of control and the sweep, either sweep of this, and then I will look for longs. And if we go down from there, like we do something like this and go down, I won't mind because I followed my system and I knew that I had my triggers, but they decided to fuck it up. But right now, I do not have my triggers. I don't think so. This is that massive of a low that is swept, and now we should go higher. I think we should still. Yeah, the only reason for the pump I see is to squeeze the shorts because the amount of open interest that was basically being opened. So yeah, let's see. You can see I don't see any sort of huge buying coming in. Like it is in front of you. It is a live API data. So Binance Spot, Coinbase Spot is relatively selling than they were buying today. So I don't know. Like I'm on a 15-minute time frame. Well, that looks horrible. More buying than selling. The CVD does not indicate anything great as well. Like it does not show that a strong amount of buying is coming in. I can even show you another terminal. I hope I'm wrong because of that terminal. Let me just open that real quick. Okay. Oh. I'm not saying you're wrong. Maybe I missed something, but I don't see any sort of buying coming in. I see instead of that I see selling. Unfortunately, so Yeah, this is in front of you. I mean, just look at visually, ignore the numbers. What do you see? Selling, like huge general selling, huge general selling. There is no contribution by the Binance Spot, Binance Futures, huge general selling. The only pump I see because of the short squeeze. And once we get the pump, I will come live and I will show you the liquidation, because this is huge amount of open interest and huge amounts of shorts were open. We need to liquidate them, but I think we need to sweep the lows first because we are in a bear market, and then we can go higher. Let's see what happens. Okay. I'm checking on 1 hour. I don't think so. This is a really good tool to check it on the 1 hour, bro. Yeah, even on 1 hour, this is selling happening. Like you can see constant spot selling, then you have spot selling. Just compare. You don't need to look at the exact numbers. Just look at it visually. What do you see? You see more red than the green. So that is basically a sign that we are negative. So yeah, we have the same API. I don't know why it's showing selling on your buying on your Agger. Maybe it could be the API issue, but I'm showing you from another terminal as well, Kiyotaka. If you are ever doubt, just look at this terminal because they both have the same API, but the different guys created it. So yeah, hope that helped. RSI still, I need to see a reclaim of 50 level on the RSI before that is bearish. The only thing I like about the RSI is we have reclaimed the yellow MA. Now, if I go on a 2 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame, RSI is bullish, RSI is bearish. No breakout of trend line, no indication of the range breakout on RSI. Yeah, looks bearish. OBV is also in a downtrend, looks bearish to me. I like the OBV divergence. I'm not gonna lie, I like the OBV divergence. We could see some sort of short squeeze. Again, I'm repeating. If I see a pump, I'm just gonna label it as a short squeeze. We only have the divergence in on an 1 hour time frame. So yeah, that is still being formed. Hmm. What's next? Yeah, I think that's it. But for the Bitcoin, to be honest, I wish I could add more, but this is just it. It is in a range bound. You just need to trade the sweeps. Just trade the sweeps and trade the range higher. I don't think so. It can get harder from here. We also have a high volume node around this. That's why it could be bouncing. But yeah, I would just like to see a sweep of this and then go higher. Basically, I can briefly talk about the Ethereum. Oh, I actually do want to talk about the Ethereum. Interesting. So this is our basically range lows, right? I like how we swept this low and front ran the major low to like trap the traders, but you cannot compare it with the Bitcoin price action because this is huge difference. So that's why. And we also haven't swept the naked point of control on the Bitcoin. So this basically acts like magnet. So I like it, and I think our invalidation is pretty clear as well, but I would like to see some sort of um, I would like to see some sort of triggers happening of mine before I look for longs. Oh yeah, I definitely love this. How we also did a failed auction. Hmm. Not gonna lie, I like Ethereum more than the Bitcoin. But again, this VIX you are doing, this looks nasty, man. You don't want to do that. Again, perps are coming in. This buying is driven by the perps, and spots are selling in behind the scenes. Last thing you wanna see, my friend. Last thing you wanna see. I hope things changes around, but for me, no longs for me, and I am bearish on the Bitcoin. Even on the lower term frame, I'm expecting lower. The only pump we are gonna see is a short squeeze unless spots starts to actually step in, but I don't see anything being stepped in right now. For the for the Ethereum, yeah, this looks really lower time frame just looks really bad. Like what the heck is even this price action? First of all, I would like to see a CISD. I would like to see a flip of this level. Let me just mark out on my chart. Let me just mark out on my chart. I would like to see a flip of this level. Not exactly a beautiful CISD. I don't trade that CISD that much, but yeah, I like this level in general. And if I go on a 4 hour time frame, we also have like a 4 hour Harley level as well. Harley level as well on the naked point of control. We also have a high volume node here as well. Lovely stuff, beautiful confluences. I don't think so. It can get better than that. And 0.62 is being front run. The only thing which I would like is, let me just look at the February 3, February 13, and yeah, you can see SMT divergence on the Ethereum. Bitcoin is a bit of lagging asset right now. And 4 hour, what do you see? Being rejected from a value area low. Basically, what I was just speaking. again, this is in front of you. I do not see any sort of a strong buying to come in. I think we will just go lower. But let's see how things unfold in upcoming time frame. Ethereum, I like the sweep on the Ethereum, but there is nothing being followed by proper actual buying. So I'm just gonna pass on the Ethereum as well. No trades for me on the Ethereum. Sorry guys, but this market is this. I can only come and give you the update. And the thing is, the good thing about how I trade, and if you follow me, I have my triggers marked out. I don't need to look at the chart 50 times on the day. I took like 4 trades in this month. 3 of them have been profitable. I am up great on my portfolio. I can just close my month right now, and I will be going home with a great bag. And I again and again say, trade with the prop firms. Buy a 100K account or 200K account. You make 3 to 4% on that. You are in for the good. I do not have anything for you. I wish I had more for you. Oh, Solana, I had charted this out. So this is something interesting. We are seeing. So we have this inverse, which got fooled. Also, we are bouncing from the balanced price range. But I do not like the fact how we are rejecting from the value area every chart, that we are not able to reclaim the value area. What does that mean? It is pretty simple, that we can always do this. So you need a reclaim of this to confirm the failed auction. And whenever a failed auction happens, it is followed by such a strong buying, because you have to understand, failed auction is not some sort of fairy theory. It's basically buyers and selling stepping in. Failed auction basically means that one side is failed to keep the prices going in one direction, and they're not leading, and the other side is leading. So this means if buyers are going to lead here, and this is going to be a failed auction by the sellers, then there should be a sorry, heavy buying coming in. But I don't see that, but instead I see the wigs. So what do I think what's going to happen after that? I'm going to think this is going to happen after that. And it's basic auction market theory. I'm not making shit up by myself. You can study the auction market on everywhere. I do not see. I only see the sellers leading right now. Buyers are failed to do a reclaim. This indicates that failed auction haven't been confirmed, and there are more chances of going down rather than continuing up. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. I do like the inverse here. I do like how we are bouncing, but I need to reclaim some shit before I start calling for the higher. This is the main trigger for me for the Solana. $82 to look for longs on higher till this liquidity till this liquidity. Otherwise, I'm expecting lower. Or you can look for longs if we reclaim the value area low as well, but I think that would be too early. I would say just avoid it. I do like the fill of the inverse. I will say it again, but I'm not a fan of the how buyers are not able to reclaim the value area low. So yeah, it's pretty simple. And again, I'm really sorry. I had more things for you. Again, I like how there is a HVN as well. The confluences on the Ethereum and Solana are good. I'm not saying their argument of being bullish is bad, but what I'm seeing right now is not indicating that it's going to go higher. Again, what do I say? Trade the reaction. Make a plan. You do everything in your best to make a plan, but if there is no reaction, you are not going to trade it. Now, look at this wick by yourself visually, how disgusting this looks. How disgusting this looks. Do you really want to long this? We have just done a bearish retest of this OB, and we might go down again. This haven't been closed, so we still have data to observe. But I am telling you what I'm seeing right now, and I am hella bearish. I'm not looking for longs. I want to see some more of the buys to step to come in, and I want to see more of the reclaims to happen. Pretty simple. I don't need to make it more complex. Hope you liked it, guys. That's it for majors. Let me know if you want me to analyze the altcoins, if you have certain altcoins that you want me to look at. Otherwise, this looks bad. My spot selling is happening, especially by the Coinbase. And I'm not gonna marry an American woman, and open interest looks good. Positions are being open, but it is not. The CVD is not indicating something great. It's flat right now. So yeah, let me know, guys, if you have altcoins request. Otherwise, we are good to end the stream. Hope it was helpful for you. I try to make it as simple as I can. But if it was overwhelming, you can always tag me in the general chat, and I can explain furthermore. Thank you, guys. Yeah. It seems there is no need for the altcoin chart request. If you still have it, I'll let me know. I can do it. If not, if it's too late, you can just tag me in the general chat and I can make it work. Guys, thank you guys for joining in. Always appreciate your presence here. I'll see you on the next stream on the Monday. Thank you.